When you turn on the television, the headlines about layoffs and bankruptcies seem familiar. Just across the border, another plant is closing, but this time it's not abroad. Canada, America's neighbor, has long been regarded as reliable, courteous, and stable, is suddenly the cause of financial difficulties, threats of a trade war, and political annoyance. What is going on behind the scenes that might affect your career? And why is Washington so upset with Ottawa? Your safety as well as your gas costs. These go beyond simple diplomatic disagreements. There are persistent pressure points. Because America's patience with Canada is waning in 2025 for the 10 reasons listed. Number 3, persistent goods trade deficit. When you enter a Michigan store, almost all of the shelves are filled with Canadian goods, food packaging, vehicle parts, and lumber. However, have a look across the border. Because Canada sells significantly more to America than it purchases back, you won't see nearly as many produced in USA labels. This is the part that hurts. The US and Canada had a goods trade deficit of nearly 64 billion US dollars in 2024 alone. That is not negligible. It is felt by American workers. Politicians rage about losing jobs to friendly nations. Ohio industries closed while Canadian exports reached all-time highs. Critics claim that Canada strategically maximizes commerce without ceding power. However, how long will Washington tolerate that? The clamor to close the gate becomes louder when one side continues to lose money. And Canada might not be prepared for the criticism. Number 2, 25% tariffs on steel, aluminum, and automobiles. Imagine a spark, a clang, and then stillness. Here's the truth. Another steel factory is closing, but this time it's in Canada rather than the US. From early 2025, the United States has applied a sweeping 25% tariff on Canadian steel, aluminum, and even auto parts. The rationale behind Section 232 national security claims. This leads to a trade war that penalizes both parties. While U.S. companies depend on those supplies, local manufacturers across Canada are cutting off people, are experiencing price increases, and guess who's caught in the middle? You, the buyer. From the expensive cars to the cost of building, the continent's economies are changing as a result of this tariff. However, is it about power or jobs? And before we go on, make sure you subscribe to see what happens if Canada retaliates more forcefully the next time. It keeps us going deeper and exposing information that others overlook until it hits even closer to home. Number 1, Canada's dairy supply management system. When you enter any grocery close to the northern border, the prices speak for themselves. Cheese, butter, and yogurt all gradually rising. But Canada's contentious dairy system is the real cause of the tension, not just inflation. And it is inciting anger in Washington under Canada's supply management system, which has been in place for decades. Production of dairy products is highly restricted. There are quotas for farmers. Imports and pricing are set, slapped with tariffs that, once certain thresholds are exceeded, can increase by almost 270%. It's a rigged game, according to American dairy producers. U.S. dairy faces a nearly closed door when attempting to migrate north, while Canada sells billions of dollars worth of goods southward. Trade officials claim that it is hypocritical in addition to being unjust. Canada speaks free commerce, but treats its dairy as a national asset, and the worst part is, even Canadian customers bear the cost as there is no external competition. Prices remain high while innovation lags. Thus, why does the U.S. put up with it? In actuality, it hardly does anymore. In 2018 and 2025, the dairy crisis almost put a stop to NAFTA negotiations. It is once again in the news as U.S. senators call for a crackdown. May this be the decisive moment? If trade retaliation becomes more intense, on both sides of the border, the consequences might affect dinner tables, grocery stores, and farmers.